Holy shit. How are we doing, Trash Cat? How are we doing today?
I got a beer
Really?
and I got one spoon left. Let's go.
You got one spoon left? You running out of spoons?
You know, not literal spoons. You know
I,
spoon
I
theory, right?
know the term spoons. Yes. You
Wait,
running out
am
of-
I the one who told you about spoon theory and then you were like, I don't believe this?
No,
Oh, okay. I got
absolutely
somebody
not.
else.
I say that shit all the time.
Sleepy, how many spoons do you have?
Mm, I got like a couple, maybe like two, maybe three.
That's better. That's better than me. But
For
yeah,
for
what the fuck
now.
is up, everyone? This is the fucking delinquents, and I guess I'm a delinquent now. I guess I was
Obviously.
before. I've been a
You
delinquent.
yes, you've
Happy
always been a
Pride
fucking
Month.
delinquent.
We're all delinquents in Pride Month. Actually, this is the one time of the year that it's legal to be gay and it's illegal to be straight.
Really?
Yeah. So if you're straight and you're listening to this podcast, you're
Rest,
you're delinquent too this
rest
month.
in peace to all the heteros, man.
I'm kidding. I'm an ally. I'm a
Look, man.
heterosexual ally.
I to be honest, speaking of that, there's a lot of shit going on right now. In
Mm.
terms of being, gay, straight, or whatever, like whatever age it is to be able to decide what the fuck you want to be. Like right now, I see it on Twitter, there was a really big fucking like a riot between pro LGBT and anti LGBT. And they were going off about uh like, you know, us turning our kids gay and shit like that.
We're turning the frogs gay. Yeah.
And Nick Merckx had something to say on it. He said, he said, we should just leave kids alone. That's the problem. And
Mm.
and people are
Mm-hmm.
upset about it. People are pissed right now, saying that he's homophobic, all these different things. To me, I don't feel like he said shit. He just like he said what a lot of people were thinking. Like, why is it like a big deal? Let kids be kids or whatever the fuck they want to be. They're gay, so what? That's not the issue, but I
No,
guess
yeah,
people.
I saw that. I saw that. Well, I saw somebody early on Twitter today commenting about what he said and was like upset about how cis white men who have huge followings can like say whatever they want and bounce back and stuff. And I couldn't find the actual comment that he said, like what was being referred to. So I guess I also was really busy, so I didn't really have time to like deep dive. But
Yeah.
um, so that's all he said was just like we should leave kids alone. He didn't say like anything about his like opinion on LGBTQ or what.
What he said word for word was they should leave little kids alone. That's the real issue. That's what he said verbatim.
See, I think that can be taken out of context, like because the alt right and conservative viewpoint right now is like they should leave our kids alone, right? So they being gay, trans, other LGBTQ members. So I could see why people are upset because that could be construed as like that viewpoint, I feel like. Whereas it sounds like what he was really trying to say was let's just like let kids be kids and figure their shit, like let them decide their own stuff as they get older and whatever he was trying to say.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's a complicated subject in the fact of like there's so many people who have different opinions on it.
I feel like we're kind of at a state where it's really hard to talk about anything in
Mm-hmm.
terms of like disagreeing with, the community. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and that's no matter what you are. You could be gay, straight, trans, whatever. And like if you disagree with like a pretty mainstream topic, it's probably like hard to talk on.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
without
it's all,
seeming like a bad person.
well, people are afraid of like cancel culture too, right? So
Yeah.
nobody wants to be put in a box or to have their like words spun around from
Yeah,
whatever they mean.
that's
So that's all
true.
I have to really say about that. I don't know enough about him to be honest to know like where his values that he normally shares lie. So, if he
Yeah.
said homophobic shit in the past, y'all let us know.
For sure.
um,
Like if there's
but
more that like we don't know, be sure to fucking say something. But that's all I've
yeah.
seen so far. I see a lot of people like getting rid of like Call of Duty and shit because of that.
Mm,
They took his
mm,
skin out of the game. Tim the Tab
damn.
Man asked for him to get his skin out of the game because of what they did to Nick Merckx. All type of shit. Like it's
I think
getting kind of crazy.
I think we should let kids fucking decide. I feel like a lot of times we need to let them fly their wings. We should give them the support and resources to know what they're doing. But as a non-binary person myself, genderqueer person, I have never had body dysmorphia in that way. So when it comes to like transitioning and like taking hormones and stuff like that, like I've never needed that personally for myself, but I
Hmm.
have a lot of people that I love in my life who have and who wish they had an opportunity at a younger age or wish they had like even the resources to know that it was an option.
Hmm.
Um, and I think a lot of the times people are making it a bigger deal than it actually is. Like it's not people as in like conservatives who are afraid of children doing things to their body or trying to change their body, whatever. Um, I think the number's a lot lower than they think of kids who actually want to do these transformations. Or a lot of the time, it's just about having resources to know that there are other people like them out in the world and that there are things that they can do. Also, sorry if there's some cat ASMR going on because my cats are scratching up everything right now.
No, you're good. I can't even hear
Okay, great. That's good to know.
him.
That good old the Amazon mic really put a lot of money in that. Actually, no, that was a gift from my subscribers, so that's cool.
Hey,
Uh,
that's cool.
but yeah, I think you know it's really scary right now. This year alone, there have been 76. I think that I read that this morning or yesterday. There have been 76 anti-LGBTQ laws passed in the United States, and the Human Rights Collective, for the first time ever, has issued a state of emergency in the US for
Mm,
LGBTQ people.
damn.
Yeah, it's wild. And that's only the laws that have been passed or bills that have been passed. You're not even talking about bills that have been like brought to the table, which is over 400, I believe, in the past
Yeah.
year or in this year in 2023. Um, yeah, it's
That's weird
crazy.
to me too. And it's like, what the fuck is the problem with being gay, man? Like, like that's just like my whole thing, man. Like, I feel like there's so many things that people like get mad at each other about, or like they have all these like outrageous ideas and stuff. Like,
Mhm.
but I feel like most of the biggest problems that we all have is just minding our own fucking business. You know what I mean? Like, no bullshit. Like, what does it matter if this dude sucks a dick behind closed doors? That's his business. Like, what does it matter that this
It's
chick
not like your
likes,
wife doesn't suck dick behind doors too.
and then you kiss that bitch? So it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I also think like, oh, someone's making tea. Okay, I got a glass of that. Um,
What
the
the
tea kettle,
fuck?
the tea kettle's going off. I just said, I really think I have ADHD, but that's for another time. Um,
That's a whole nother topic.
yeah, I don't understand how we got to where we're. I mean, okay, I do understand. I shouldn't say I don't understand and that it's crazy because my friend asked me the other day, um, what do you think? What do you think like drives people? Like, what is the thing that makes us like human? Like, what's the characteristic that makes us human? And I was like, curiosity. Like, people are so curious to like know and have answers to everything, to like experience things, to have answers to everything, to know what's going on. And I think it like that transforms into not just curiosity, but like needing to feel security, right? And knowing everything and like having control over things, which turns into power. Um, and needing power, not necessarily always in a negative sense. It's just, I think power can sometimes these days be considered like negative in a way. And sometimes it is, but I think that that's how we got here, right? And
Like people
historically has
wanted
been the
like
thing.
power over what people say or like what they do.
In general, like people want to feel people want to feel like they have power over something, that they make a difference, or they are in control of something. It can come from not having that curiosity met, not having the opportunity to um have control in something in your life, so they choose to have control over something else and somebody else that affects somebody else.
I mean, but you can
Um
have power in like other shit. Like,
oh
so
yeah, for
it doesn't
sure.
have to be in terms of like over people. You can have power over something small. I mean, but like,
Mhm.
I feel like people are very selfish though. Like, so that's the
Yeah.
thing. So it's like people get into this mindset of like, well, I've been taught this and I've been taught this, not knowing like there's like an outside perspective on everything and how you live your life shouldn't impact other people. You know what I mean? So people make it a big deal to see people like, say for example, people of color or people of the same sex like hanging out doing like normal relationship shit, and they make it feel like as if them being open about the things that they're doing makes a big difference to them, like it has some large like input on their life, when that's not necessarily the case. Like
Mhm.
I think um I think we need to just be better as people. And like, not to say that we're ever going to be perfect, because I doubt it, but times are changing. It's being more acceptable to be more and more open about what we want or what we want to do, what we want to be, which is okay. But I think one, people don't give kids enough credit for who they think they want to be. Like a lot of kids, of course, there's
Absolutely.
phases in people's lives, but there's not like certain stuff. Like I know when I was a certain age, I was like sure of certain shit. Like I knew I wanted certain things, and I knew I wanted to be a certain type of person. So like I feel like we need to stop babying our kids. They're not adults, of course. They can't make wild adult decisions, but I feel like we should give them a little bit more fucking credit.
I agree. And I also think like people forget that kids are kind of the most like uh kind of curious. They are the most curious of us. And I think that's why I kind of go back to that idea that everything comes from curiosity. When you're kids, like when you're a kid, you're curious about everything. You want to know things, you want to try things. But you're also kind of like a clean slate for hate. You know what I mean? Like there's not a lot of like in like people aren't just born hateful. That's something that
True.
has to be learned, right? And kids are kind of like the most understanding. Like I know when my best friend transitioned,
Hmm.
um I was talking about him to my dad, and my cousin's kid was there, my niece. And she, I think at the time was like 5, probably around 4 or 5. I'm talking to my dad, and he keeps accidentally saying the wrong pronouns, and he's trying to correct himself. And she is like, I don't understand, like what's going on? And I was like, oh, like my friend used to be a girl and is now a boy. And she was like, oh, okay, and like ran off and went to play. And I was like, wow, look how fucking easy that was.
Yeah, like it's
Like,
simple.
yeah, like why do we have to make it so difficult? And like, why can't people just be who they want to be? Like, how is this affecting you? People want to talk about how trans people are quote unquote groomers, but don't want to talk about uh, religion and the uh, pattern in religion of sexual abuse, you know? And now we're getting real
Yeah.
deep into that, but like, it's like people want to pick and choose.
What they see flaws in.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
But happy
Yeah.
Pride Month, everyone. It's such a great time to be gay.
I kind
Sashay
of
away
do
with these
agree.
great
Yeah.
heels.
Yeah, I agree. Well, speaking of that, let's get into this next topic. What do you think are some like pros and cons of coming out today? Like, what are the good things about it and what are the negative
Hmm,
sides?
hmm. Well, first of all, I think there's just a lot more resources and information for youth, especially, but also for adults. Because I mean, I came out as an adult, and I know plenty of people in my life who've come out as adults. I mean, I came out twice too, and we'll talk about that more later, I'm sure. Um, but like, there's just coming out now in this day and age when we have resources like the internet and I mean, not to be like I watch and get all of my content off of TikTok, but there are a lot of resources through TikTok and conversation and discussion around queerness, and I think that one of the pros of coming out today is that having that option, having that be more of discussed at the forefront. um Less, I think it's less hideable or needing to be hidden, even though we just talked about all the scary shit that's going on. Like, there are so many more people who are out and loud and proud about being queer right now.
Hmm.
Um, so I think that it's easier to find that community and feel part of that community now. Um, so that's one thing. I guess it's kind of a pro, but also just talking a little bit about how I perceive being queer in this day and age. But I have textbooks and older queer people to tell me what their experience was like, but I didn't live that, so I don't know how much better or worse it is. Um, I think the other pro is like, maybe this is personal, but like being out, like, and also I'm in a relationship with someone who is also bi. Holy shit, just being out, like, we'd be walking down the street and I'll be like, you see that guy over there? Damn, he's fine. And my boyfriend's like, yeah, he's fucking fine. You see that girl over there? Yeah, she's hot. And just being able to like have those kind of fun moments with my partner who's also queer or with my friends who are queer, just as like a straight person would have the opportunity to do with their friends,
Yeah,
you know? Like, just being able to have fun and be like,
just open and be yourself. Yeah.
yeah, being open, be yourself, have fun, and find that other people can are there with you on that. I don't
But
know
I
if that
do feel
really
like
is.
there's a con in that. I do definitely feel
Okay,
like
tell
there's a
me the
con in
con.
that. So because in like today everyone is coming out, you know what I mean? Everyone is like being so open and free about what they are and who they are. I think people are really starting to sleep on like how serious people take it. You know what I mean? I know for a
Mm,
lot of people they come out and they're like, "Oh, okay, like this is really difficult for me." But because there's so many people in the world now who are coming out and okay with being who they are, um when we see like other people doing it as well, it's kind of like, okay, whatever, join the club and like brush it off.
mhm. I totally agree, but I also think that's a regional thing or like a like for instance, I live in California, you live in California. We know that it's wildly more acceptable here.
Hmm.
And so like when I'm telling my friend like, yeah, I like came out to my dad or whatever, they're like, "Oh, that's really great." Like you
Okay,
said, welcome
whatever.
to the club. Anyways, what
Yeah,
burrito are you gonna get? And then like if I was in fucking Alabama, I'm pretty sure the conversation would be a little bit different. But then
totally.
again, it's like maybe it's my social circle is more accommodating because I'm picking people around me
Who are
who
also in those same niches. Yeah.
yeah, but you know, it's obviously very, very true and very real as we're seeing in
Yeah.
legislation today that like that's not the case for everyone and that it is still really fucking scary to come out even if you think your parents are liberal or understanding at least. It can still be really
Yeah.
fucking hard. And you're right that people downplay it a lot because it's just like, yeah, we see that on TV all the time. Disney's even making a gay character, but that's actually a big fucking deal.
Yeah, I mean, like there's that, and then I still think there's still like there's a lot of understanding that people need to like get in touch with. Like so for
Mhm.
example, I feel like A lot of people are trying to be accommodating, and I feel like that is great, and I appreciate that in whatever way possible. But I also feel like people go too far. Well, like they go that extra mile, and you don't really need to do that. Like most of us in the LGBTQ aren't asking to be put on this pedestal because we're different. We just want to be treated the same way. So, like, for example, um, like I see a lot of teachers now during Pride Month, and like they know, like if they're close to certain students that are, in the LGBTQ or they're coming out as queer or something like that, they'll want to do something for them and make it this really big deal. And like I can see how that could be sweet and like, oh, like you're trying to do something special for your students, which I'm sure like they could appreciate, but also I feel like it kind of puts them in the wrong kind of light, or it's like you're promoting them for being gay, or like you're trying to push into like, oh yeah, they're gay, so they can have all this extra stuff now, which when that isn't really the case.
I mean, the like bottom of it all is like we all just want to like be accepted generally. We don't need
Yes.
to be like, okay, so actually recently I saw this video of Angelica what is her name? Angelica I'm forgetting.
Go
Angelica
ahead.
Ross? Is Angelica Ross? Yeah, Angelica Ross. She's on Pose and American Horror Story. Really prominent trans actress.
Mm,
Um, and transgender rights advocate. She did an interview recently where she was like, "Look, I don't need uh trans people or LGBTQ people of any kind. Like I don't need them to be succeeding farther and out like performing and be the majority like in business in whatever industry in my industry. I don't need them to be like overly I don't remember exactly how she said it. It was very nice how she said it, but she was just basically like, I just need there to be that representation. I need it to be equal, you know? And I
hmm
think that's kind of what you're talking about, right? Of like,
Yeah.
I don't need you to be like, oh my God, let's like totally make it all about trans people or whatever. She just wants to feel equal and
In
accepted in that.
general, yeah, and
Yeah. I want there to be just as many of us as non-trans people at this industry or on this production, you know? And I think that wow, look, I love the big spectacle of Pride, and I will be going to Pride as I do every year. And I love being a gay in everybody's faces because they like to push us away. But when it comes down to it, it's like, yeah, what we really just need and want is to be treated respectfully and the same.
hmm yeah, totally.
Okay, but I want to hear your coming out story.
Oh fuck. Okay, so there's like a couple of parts to my coming out story though.
All
Like
right,
that's
I'm gonna get some popcorn. I'll be right now. Just kidding.
like I don't think it's that deep, but like so I have to start this off by explaining what I like. Okay, and that's always weird for some people. Um, I'm the person who likes the
Big
opposites
dick
of the
and big
sexes.
titties.
No,
Sorry, I'm
like
just kidding.
so I like feminine men and masculine women. Like that's like on
Wig.
like totally crazy. Like just like take the roles of sexes and then flip flop them, and you kind of get my type. Like um yeah, like so that's what I really like that a lot. Um, so when I was younger, I was talking to my first femboy. Like I didn't know shit about being out or none of that shit. I was just like, this motherfucker's purty, and like we kind of went on from there. But I want to say I was like 13, 14, and we got experimentative and started sending each other pictures and things.
Ooh.
And my mom found it. Um,
Oh.
yeah, and it was like
Mm.
a holy shit moment. Like, oh fuck. And she's asking me like, what? Why is there like? booty hole and shit on your phone. I was like, well, um, I don't know. Like I didn't know how to respond. You
You're
know what I
like, oh
mean?
no, I must have clicked a weird link and downloaded a virus.
Yeah, like I don't know. And she's like, "What are you?" I was like, "What the fuck does that mean?" It's like, "Well, like, are you like gay?" I was like, I don't think I'm gay. Women are pretty great." And then like I was like, I kind of just lied. I wanted to get it over with. My mom's like fucking religious or whatever, so I'm just like, nah, I'm straight. It was kind of like just like a phase or whatever. Um, and I pushed
Classic.
through it as fast as possible. Like I just like fucking
Right back into the closet. Yeah.
right. But then, uh, life goes on. I graduated high school and was in fucking entanglements with many of the sexes. Um, he, she, theys, everything in between. Like, and then I was just like, I mean, I don't really give a shit. So I moved out. I got married, and then I called my mom and I was like, "Hey, I'm bisexual, I'm married, and I'm polyamorous." And she was like, "What?"
You all at once. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I just
That's a heart attack waiting to happen.
yep,
But good
said
job.
fuck it, take all that, and we got into an argument. Like
Oh.
she's um like she's kind of supportive now. Like I don't really bring her into my romantic life or nothing like that, but yeah, it's a lot better than what it used to be, and I'm happy about that. Now,
How old was it? Were you when this happened?
oh, when I told her I got married and everything,
And they were buying everything. Yeah.
yeah, I was 19.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, it sounds like you knew a little bit more
yeah.
when you were younger than I did about myself. I like look back and I'm like, yeah, I definitely should have saw that much earlier. Because I'm like pretty sure I was in love with my best friend in middle school because I was like so, so ridiculously jealous when she started getting close to this other girl and
Mm-hmm.
like becoming best friends. And I was like more than just like, kids get jealous when their friend doesn't want to be their best friend anymore or something like that. It was like beyond that for
Mm.
sure. I was like a depresso about it. And now I look back and I'm like, oh yeah, I think I was in love with her. I was like infatuated, but that's fine. I just didn't know. I didn't come out until I was well, freshman year of college. I started realizing that the way I was like looking at women and femme people was like not normal. I think just being like, yeah, haha, like, do I want to be them or do I want to fuck them? And then my straight friends being like, no, that's, and I'm like, oh, that's not how you feel. Okay,
Is that not normal?
that's not a thing. And so like freshman year, I was a really big cosplay, really really big into cosplay in like high school and college. And I had a friend in cosplay who was really, really cute. And she would cosplay both like really femme characters, but also mask characters. I haven't talked to her in a really long time. And you know what? She might be going by they, them now. So maybe I'll just say they. Um, but they were extremely beautiful, I thought. And I had this huge crush. And I was very confused about what the feelings I was feeling were. I was like, oh, maybe I just want to be their friend really bad. Oh, no, but I like think about them and get all like red in the face and I don't know how to talk to them when I see them and they were part of
Mm.
they were really good friends with my roommate and some of her friends from high school. So we would always meet up at conventions, local conventions and stuff. And I never really knew how to deal with that. And so I started thinking like maybe I'm bi, like maybe I'm into girls. Um and I kind of shoved that away a little bit Um, my junior year of college, though, I
Mm,
started like using dating apps, using like Tinder. I got on Tinder. Everyone was getting on Tinder, and I
fucking
like put
hate
it.
Tinder.
Well, yeah, yeah. That Tinder's. I've been put myself in situations with Tinder. That's another day.
That's
Ooh,
another story.
that's a good topic. We should do like online dating stories.
Oh fuck no. Okay,
Oh,
we could do that later.
I got some good ones. Okay. I think that's going to take a whole
That'll
episode.
be a
But
whole fucking episode. Yeah, let's not do that right now.
anyways, I digress. So I started like using Tinder, which was like doing on my fucking like not even an iPad. I have like a little tablet, and I didn't have a smartphone until my senior year of college because I just like didn't want one or something. I don't know, other
Hmm.
thing. But also expensive, and I still had my dad's plan. I was like, let me just get what I can get. So I was like using Tinder on like a tablet. Anyways, and I was like, I'm gonna put it on like girls and boys. And I started like trying to meet up with girls, but like I really was just like talking to them. And I met up with one girl, and I was like under the impression she was trying to like date girls, but then I realized she was trying to like make friends with people. And I was like, oh, is that what I'm trying to do? Anyways, fast forward to second semester of that year. This girl who was my first girlfriend, Liz. Probably should
Hmm.
use a different name, but I'm just gonna use her actual name. um,
Just don't say her last name, I suppose.
yeah. Liz, who is a friend of mine. Not like really close friends, but you know, we every once in a while we catch up now. I was like 20, so whatever. Um, she was in theater with me, and we were in this class together where we put on a bunch of shows, whatever. We have this end of semester party. I was casually having a crush on her all semester. Apparently, she was doing the same, but she was like, I at that point was like, I am queer. I'm very queer. And I was like, this girl is straight. She's for sure straight. Find out at the party that it's not true because I made out with her and she wrote her number on my arm. Very classic. And then we started kind of like dating for a couple
Yeah.
weeks. And I came out to my dad, and you know, he was we were at a like Papa John's or something like the all you can eat lunch. We're sitting there eating pizza. I start talking about my lesbian cousin. And I'm like, "Oh, it's really great. She's like in this relationship with another girl, and they're really happy, and the family's really like supportive." And my dad goes, "Are you dating?" And I'm like, he's like, "Are you dating anyone?" I'm like, "Yes."
Kinda.
I said, "Yes." And he goes, and it's weird his follow-up question. His follow-up question is it a guy? I never talked about my sexuality with my dad at all before that, right? And I go, uh, and he goes, is it a girl? And I was like, yes. And I was like, I guess that makes sense because I'm talking about how happy I am for my lesbian cousin and how everyone's like so supportive. And so I think he just like caught on. And he was really supportive. He was like, wow, I'm surprised because like you've always talked about boys with me, and like my dad and I are really close, and he's a single father. So like I tell him about my crushes when I was growing up. And like he was just surprised. He was like, okay, but like very supportive, like I said. And I remember later there being a time where he was like, I thought you're back into boys. And I was like, that's not how it works. I like it all. Um, but yeah, he's always been really, really supportive and never like I never got any like, oh yeah, I'm happy for you, but I wish you were gonna get married to a boy or anything like that, you know. Um
It was just like, what the fuck you want type shit.
yeah, he's just always been like, yeah, that's cool, you know. And then I had to come out to him again. So sorry my coming out story is so fucking long,
Oh, you're
but
good.
but
There's open space here. Yeah.
thank you. Coming out to him was like I basically came out to him. I came out to my mom. She was really cool, and then she was like, "Wow, I'm pansexual," and I was like, "What the fuck? I know this." So I was like, "Okay, cool." Wig. I can't stop saying that. My friends were saying it all weekend. wig.
Yeah, you got to
It's
get
fine.
out of
It's fine.
that. You're gonna
Yeah, I
have to get
don't.
out of
Oof.
that.
Yeah, that one's not. That's
It's
not a
not gonna
winner.
stick. Not gonna stick. Not at all.
Can't let that one stick. Um, but I guess it's better than hell yeah, brother. Uh
Nah, I think I'd take that one instead.
oh,
I'm not
you
gonna lie.
actually like that one better? Okay.
Yeah, because I
Wig.
don't know what that. I don't know what the fuck you're saying. I'm like,
Wig is
what?
like, you know how people say like, "Oh, that's cunt." Can I say that on here?
It's fucking our show. I
Yeah.
suppose you could.
You know what I mean though? Like people say that or like, "Oh, that's awesome," or
Or it's
that's
like when they're
really great.
serving cunt. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wig. It's like the same thing. Um I anyways. Um yeah, came out to my mom, was fine. Came out to my older brother, was cool. We're really close, was chill. And then the way I came out to my middle brother was like he walked in while my older brother and I were talking about celebrities we find attractive. And he
Mm.
opens the door while I'm saying, like, Jennifer Lawrence is so fucking hot. And he's like, yeah, she is. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm gay, by the way. I'm bi. And he's like, oh, cool. Anyways, Jennifer Lawrence in that last movie she was in, fucking hot.
It just totally breezes right over the fact that you're gay.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, Jennifer Lawrence. Oh, jeez.
She could have me any day, okay? Anyways,
Eh,
really? No, not your cup of tea.
Not okay. Look. Okay, don't get me wrong. Okay, Jennifer Lawrence is fine,
As
but
Mystique, come on.
there's too many white bitches in the world, man. There's too many
Mm,
of them. And
I am white bitch, so
yeah. So you see my fucking point. Like, don't get me wrong. Okay, everybody likes a little milk every now and then. Okay, but
wait, is
sometimes they like
it?
to branch
Wait a
out
minute.
the
Wait a
milk.
minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yes. My wife
You're
is
married to a
white.
white bitch. Come on.
Yes, I. This is why I say what I say. This is why I say what I say.
You're like I have a degree in this. I have a PhD in dating white
It,
bitches.
yes, I have a fucking doctorate in white bitches. Okay,
Oh no.
I'm a big black man. My entire life, those are the only bitches who were like fucking after my meat like hyenas. Okay,
Oh, that's a
everything
good
else I had
quote.
to work for.
That's a good quote. After my meat like hyenas. Huh.
What the fuck?
I You're the one who said it, man.
I didn't say for you to fucking quote it.
That's gonna be on our first like sweatshirt when we make merch.
After
Um,
my meat like hyenas. Oh my god, you got a problem, dude.
um. Anyways, I was talking about how I had to come out twice though. So this one I can make a little short and sweet. But as I mentioned earlier, non-binary, gender non-conforming. I like gender fluid. I think that one kind of rolls off the tongue. Fluid, if you would say. Um.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, I know. You can cut that out when you're editing this. Just cut that one out.
I'm keeping it in there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna fucking hype it up. The volume's gonna get real loud.
For the, like
Fluid.
gain up by 20. Um. So this was last year, very recently. Well, 2 years ago, I think I came out to myself as genderqueer during COVID when a lot of people were figuring shit out about themselves. I just realized my whole existence was like I never wanted to conform to any one way. I have masculine qualities, I have feminine qualities. I like to question the fuck, like, what the fuck is that? I love to question what makes something masculine and feminine. Um, while still, I do still like identify with the way that the world perceives me as a woman.
Mhm.
Um, I'm never gonna be able to get away from that because I don't dress so mask or pass as someone who's masculine, and I don't want to. Um,
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
at least.
Do what the fuck you want. Yeah.
Right. So I do identify with like the things that I experience with being a woman or being perceived, I mean, as a woman. Sometimes I fuck around with the demi girl label too, but I don't know. I don't really give a fuck. The label's not really important. What's important is being comfortable with yourself and how you feel, right?
Yeah.
But I came out to myself, partner, super fucking supporting of it. corrects me sometimes on my own pronouns, and that's funny to me. Um,
Hmm.
all meaning well. But then I decided to come out to my dad again. For some reason, love to do that shit in public at restaurants. We're at a sushi boat, and I'm like, "Hey, Dad, I'm non-binary," and he's like, "What the fuck is that?" And he was like, "Your
Very
best
valid
friend's
question.
yeah." He's like, "Your best friend's trans. You know, I've known him his whole life. Not his whole life, but he's known my best friend since he was like 11. Um, he was like cool with that. And he's like, I get that. He wants to be a boy. He's a boy, or he is a boy. That's like exactly how my dad said it, I'm sure.
I don't
But
think
he's
he
like,
meant any harm by it, but yeah.
no, he didn't. He didn't. He meant it in the most genuine, loving way because my dad is a fucking amazing human. But he looks at me and he's like, I have no idea what the fuck you're saying to me. Non what? And so I just, you know, I got to like give him a little lesson. Um, I got to give him a little lesson on gender queerness, and he was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." And that was like so heartwarming because honestly, even though I saw how supportive he was of my best friend's transition and in general, like of queer people, and if my queerness as a bisexual person, I was like, is it gonna change when it's me though? Like, is he gonna be upset that like I feel this way? I think he asked me like, "Can I still call you my daughter?" And I was like, first of all, the fact that he asked was
It's
really
awesome.
sweet.
Yeah,
So
that's
sweet.
awesome.
But also I was like, hell yeah, you can. I'm your daughter. Like, you could do that. I remember like a month or two later, he was on the phone with my partner. They're having some sort of conversation. And then my partner hangs up the phone and he's like, yeah, your dad was talking about you and said they. And I thought that was like the sweetest fucking moment that ever I could hear. Like I go by they, she, but like my dad specifically making that choice. He did it today, actually, to my grandma. He was like, yeah, I'm going to take them to the bar. And I know he's only talking about me because my brother's going home. And my
Hmm.
grandma's like, oh, you're taking Josh with you? He's like, no, Sarah. And I was like, man, and I feel like I'm going to cry a little bit. That's so nice. I don't know if he actively meant it in that way, but that's how it felt. Um,
That's nice,
anyways, that's
man.
my long ass coming out story. Uh, and my mom again was really supportive as well when she found out. My older brother. My older brother sometimes takes things a little too logically though, and he's like, "Oh, you're saying they them is like really weird grammatically." And I was like, "No, it's not. Shut the fuck up."
Just fucking use it. Shut up.
But he's like super supportive as well. I don't think my middle brother knows. I just don't think I've actually had that conversation with him. I think he would just roll his eyes, to be honest, but I don't think he would say anything mean. He would just be like, okay, whatever. But yeah. I mean, I think I've been very privileged to have the people that I have told in my life be really supportive, and I know that that's not the case for everybody. Um,
Yeah. It's really nice though. Fucking just having family that are like, how do I say, like they're willing to kind of conform to like the things that are new. You know what I mean? They don't use a fucking excuse where it's like fucking. Well, back in my day, we didn't have those fucking things. Where it's like, okay, we're not in your day, granddad. Move on.
yeah, I mean, my grandma doesn't get it. She doesn't know about me because I've never really like talked about it, and I'm sure maybe one day I will. But I know the other day my dad was talking about we are talking about drag because San Francisco just got their first ever drag laureate.
Mm.
So cool. It's actually my old boss.
Oh.
Yeah, who is a drag queen in San Francisco. And it was on the news and my grandma was like, I just don't get it. And like I also don't get trans people, right? But she's not like hateful about it. She just really, really doesn't understand and can't get her head around it because when she comes from, what time she comes from. And my dad was telling me like, I tried to explain it to her and be like, what well, they just want to be who they are. And there's nothing wrong with that. And um that was really sweet. But I think my dad also has been really transparent with me of being like, hey, I'm not proud of like some of the shit I said when I was younger though. Like he's like back in the like 70s when he was a teenager.
Uh,
Yeah, he's like, I for sure said things that I regret today, and there's sometimes that I felt pressured to be a certain way, but he's like, I try to be understanding and more open. And I really see him like as like I've gotten older, like he has also like become more open and understanding.
You lucky bitch.
Right?
Okay,
I
so
know.
my parents and my family, they're black. Okay, not to say that like fucking black people can have like supportive
No,
parents, but it's
but there's
very
a different
common for
I was
them
gonna say,
not
isn't
to
there a
be
different complexity to that though, too?
like.
Like,
How do I say? Mm, so it's like most black people that I'm around or that I see are often like my family.
mhm,
Um, they're all like they have like this psycho-religious background. So like they're religious when it matters to them type shit. You know what I mean? So me coming out to being like bisexual or whatever, that was tossed around a whole lot. Like like just religion in general was tossed around a whole lot. And I was told that like I need to pray all the time or like have all these different things. And then when I got married to my wife, my mom was like, "Oh God, yes!" like super excited because it wasn't a dude.
mm,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
that's
So
nice.
like it's not like an active issue of like where they talk shit or anything. Or like you know what I mean? Like where it's like
But that's
they're
still
like
hurtful, right?
actively being homophobic. It's just like that offhanded like bitch slap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a yeah, like a backhanded thing compliment. Like, yay, you're married and thank God it's not a dude. Like, oh, even if they don't
Yeah.
say that, like even if they
It,
don't actually say that whole sentence, you're like, yeah, great, thanks, I guess.
yeah,
Like,
totally. It's not that I'm getting married, it's that like I'm not getting married to a man. So it's
hmm
like, well that fucking sucks.
hmm damn, I'm sorry. I
Nah,
do,
nah, it's nothing to be sorry about. Everybody goes through certain shit.
I know, I do see like the privilege and like my experience. And I'm really thankful for that, but I also am like, there's got to be like more complexity too, like to like being part of coming from a family that is a black religious family in America. Like
Mhm.
the type of experiences that you have being black and then on top of it like the complexities of faith when it comes to how we feel culturally and how we feel about the world.
Like I don't
So,
wanna like okay, so when I say stuff like this, like I don't want to make it seem like just like all black people are victims, because
oh, no, no, no.
like I don't want that to be the case and like have like everyone be in this victim mindset like about being black or towards black people. But I will say it is a lot harder for black people to do anything. Like for men to be black and gay, it's like you're being crucified, like you're already being like
Mhm.
you're black, which is like so it's hard to be just like normal in America. And then on top of that, like other black people look at you a certain way because you're gay. So it's like,
That's what I mean though too. It's like fucking being a double or triple threat, right?
yeah,
It's like yeah, I 100% understand. I don't think it's like necessarily about being like, oh, victimizing state, but it's like just honestly the realities, right?
yeah,
Of
it's just what it is.
navigating the world as both of those things as once. So yeah, again, not something that again I have privilege to be white and navigating queer spaces as a white person because that's also a thing not just in like the way that black people might look at you as a queer person, but also how queer people are going to look at you being a queer black person, you
Hmm.
know? Because the queer community, while I think sometimes we can be really great for each other and really supportive, and like, especially with the trans community, there's a lot of like a mutual fund that just kind of gets passed around. I mean, my friend were kind of talking about this based off of a TikTok we saw of like how it's like somebody's having a top surgery, someone donates like a couple dollars, and then that person who's getting the donation, donates a couple dollars to someone else, and it's like this mutual fund that keeps going around.
Hmm.
Um, while I believe in all that, and I think that the queer community is like really special, and there's a lot of room for that community building, it's also hella fucking toxic and historically so.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Being
It's
bisexual in the queer community, holy shit, the erasure that I have actually experienced is insane. Like, it's one of those things where I feel like people talk about it and you think, oh, like that doesn't, people in the queer community don't actually do that. Nah, I've literally had someone like look me in the eye and be like, oh, well, that's like not real.
what the
What?
fuck does that mean?
I'm like, well, it must be because I'm standing right here. Like, um, and it's like, especially with the the trans community has had historical issues with the gay community being historically prominently at the forefront in what we see, and what mainstream sees is white men who are gay.
Mhm.
And like, it's a survival tactic, I think, is what it started as, of like, protect your own. Like, hey, I'm just trying to survive. I don't need more shit.
I
You're
was
trans, that's more complicated. Like,
There's a story I was told where like LGBT used to be like the G used to be first. Um because like the gay men were supposed to be like the forefront, but like
mhm.
along the lines it quickly changed to lesbians taking over. That's why lesbian like the L in LGBT is first because those motherfuckers started to represent hard as fuck. Um,
Yeah, I think it was a deliberate choice to put the L first, because in the conversation lesbians were being um left out so much, but we're actually doing so much fucking work
yeah,
for the community, that they like actively made that choice to change that.
I think there's a lot that people just like don't see or like they don't know. And it's
Mhm.
okay to be like, ignorant to certain stuff, but
You know what someone said to me though once? This was
was
like relatively recently. Someone was like, ugh, I feel like when I go to like the gay clubs, like I just want to be there with like other gay men, and then like women come in and I'm like, ugh. And I was like, yeah, probably because there's not enough fucking lesbian or bisexual spaces that exist. And like, a gay club does not mean it's just for fucking men. Like, what is
right.
wrong with people? I feel like that was like last year around Pride time too, that someone said that to me, and I was like,
That's
are
like
you dumb?
kind of selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To like be like, oh, this is a safe space, but not for you.
Right, like fuck you. Like, nah, that's weird, dude. That's fucking
Not all
mm-mm.
gay men, but
Fuck. I hate that conversation. I swear I do. Like it doesn't matter if it's straight, gay, or whatever. Like whenever it's a conversation, it's like I hate all men, or it's like all women ain't shit type shit. Like whenever it's like one of those conversations, it always makes me mad. There's
mm.
there's no like logical way to get out of that conversation. It always pisses me off.
That was like a big thing too. Like that was a ooh. Actually, this just reminded me of something even more relevant to what we're talking about. But like that was a thing on the internet, especially like TikTok and Instagram and stuff, of like, I hate all men, like being a haha funny, and it's like, I get it, like some men really suck, but like it was, and not that I'm being like, oh poor men, like it was so hurtful, but like it kind of was like, what, how does that solve anything? Like really
Yeah, yeah,
trying to
exactly.
separate people like that. Another one that I thought was funny for a second, and then it quickly became not funny, was the whole like um uh bi girls making videos on TikTok being like, "Oh, I'm a bi girl, but I have a boyfriend." And being like, "Oh, I wish I could have like a big mommy dommy girlfriend." but I have this gamer boyfriend instead. And at first I was like, haha, funny. But then I was like, nah, actually, this is really fucking rude.
It's like,
And like, it's
okay,
almost
it
like
was
you're by erasing yourself a little bit, girly.
right. I'd like, so my wife does that too. Like, so she makes a joke often. Like, and I
Mhm.
don't really give a shit to me,
Yeah.
like me personally, because it's like I get it. You know what I mean? Like she'll be like, if I leave you, I swear to God, I'm a lesbian. Like, I
But also,
never want another
but also,
man
you guys
ever.
are fucking polyamorous, so
Yeah.
the joke lands a little different. I feel like.
No, because it was a joke before, like we
Okay.
were
Okay.
like, okay, like we're gonna like fucking open this up a little bit. Um, like she always makes this joke, like she got fucking kidnapped. Like I gave her some food, and then she blinked, and then it's been like 4 years later, and she's been in this relationship for the rest of her fucking life. And I always tell her, like, look, like you can always go get a girlfriend, okay? Like no one's like fucking stopping you from doing that. She's like, I'm fucking socially awkward. I can't help fucking look.
Women are fucking hard to socialize with when you're attracted to them, okay?
Yes, she says that all the time. And she's like, "Look, I can't tell the fucking difference between a girl going, 'Oh, bitch, like you're so fucking hot,' and like actually meaning it like that or
Yeah.
like being a fucking joke. I can't tell the difference. So when I go, I think you're fucking hot, like we should do some shit. They look at me funny. I hate that look. And I'm like, "Oh,
Mhm.
that's valid. That makes a lot of sense to
Mhm.
me." Like
Mhm. Mhm. God
like
damn, I've been there.
like holy shit, like you kind of just opened a whole new world for me. I didn't even realize that shit. My bad. I didn't mean to offend you.
I do really love the like bisexual goth gamer girl, or sorry, bisexual goth girl meets gamer boy joke, because that shit's so fucking true. That exhibit A, me and Dylan.
Fucking exhibit B, me and my wife.
Exactly. Speaking of finding people attractive, who's your faves? Tell me your faves.
uh
We were talking about sexual awakenings the other day.
we were. We
Mhm.
were. I gotta be honest, man. Like I thought so my friends make fun of me all the time because because I like the opposites of sexes, I end up liking lesbians. I love I love lesbians. They're awesome, but they're also awesome to look at. Like I don't want to be rude in any type of way. Of course not. But you're fucking hot, babes. It's not my fault.
Oh my god, I think I'm having like an awakening or a realization right now, because I feel like I always will be like, damn, that guy's really hot. And then it's like, gay. He's so gay. This
what?
femboy, he gay. He long, luscious hair, he gay.
What the fuck? Not all men with long luscious hair is gay. Not all of them. But
My boyfriend's bi and he's got long, luscious hair.
I have seen your boyfriend's hair once,
It's
and
long and
when I
luscious.
saw it, it was not long and luscious.
Oh, it's like longer than mine now.
Oh shit! I
Yeah, it's
mean,
beautiful.
that's why he's my boyfriend, obviously.
That's why he's not your boyfriend.
What? Let's ask him. Hmm? Let's ask
Another
him.
time, another time.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
busy. He's busy cleaning cat shit.
Mm, anyway,
Uh, yeah. Anyways, okay, you like lesbians. Continue.
yeah. So like everyone says like fucking Zarya from Overwatch, known lesbian.
I knew
It's
you were gonna fucking say
it's
that. Why did I
it's
know that was gonna be the
never
first
been
one?
confirmed. It's never been confirmed. But
I'm
like
sorry, she's a lesbian. Let's be
totally,
real.
totally, we know she's a lesbian. It's never been said in the fucking game. No
They're
one ever.
saving that one for next Pride.
Hopefully, they're gonna fucking say it. But I love Zarya. Zarya is hot. Like, there's no getting over that. Like, and people were like, "Oh, you kind of want to be dominated, huh?" I'm like, "No, I just want to wrestle with this bitch. Look at her. She'd
Ooh,
win, obviously, but the fact that I get to do it, it's awesome."
what is her name? There's this wrestler right now. Mm.
Wait, is she like a goth chick?
Yeah, what the fuck is her name?
I don't know.
Right,
I know
right,
who you're talking
right.
about.
I feel like it's an R. I'm looking it up right now. Um, Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley.
Ooh,
Yeah,
she could fucking step on me, wrestle me to the ground, pin me down any fucking day.
she is kind of.
Kinda. She's Dommy Mommy mode. Let's fucking go.
Oh, whoa.
Anyways.
Like, okay, so I am not one to walk away from the goth aesthetic. You know, goth bitches are hot, but favorite. I'm a favorite. I like a good cottagecore vibe. That's just kind of my thing.
Do you know who Gabe Hicks is?
Who?
Gabe Hicks?
No.
Okay. Gabe Hicks is they're like a voice actor, game designer, D&D DM, famous DM. I met them in person at GDC 2 years ago. They're amazing. And he is so fucking attractive.
Black long hair?
Yeah. Long
Yeah.
hair, dreads or whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or braids. I don't know what the correct term is because I'm white as fuck.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah.
Um
Those are
it
those are dreads, by
also
the way.
no, I'm like I also need to look at a picture to make sure I'm remembering that. Yeah, that's okay. Those are
I'm
definitely dreads.
looking at them. Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
those
you.
are he
Totally
definitely has
dreads.
dreads. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. The fucking like sometimes wearing crop tops. I love a crop top on a
You
masculine
know,
body.
I, okay, this is gonna sound rude, and I hope it doesn't. But you're totally more into black dudes and black women than I thought you were. Totally more into them. Like, I don't know. You told me one time a long time ago that you used to have a black boyfriend, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. Had a little chocolate in your life. The things that you outwardly be like, this is so fucking hot, or they're all usually black people. And I'm like,
That's not is that true? I don't know.
most of the time,
That's
yes.
I said Jennifer Lawrence like half an hour ago.
Yeah, but before that, it was fucking
Here's
Baptiste, Lucio, fucking there's so many other people, but they're black.
okay, I like 75%, 60% of the fucking Overwatch character designs. They're almost all hot, okay? And
Yes,
now
but you outwardly point out the black ones. It's fine if you like a little chocolate. That's
Junker
cool.
Queen.
Do your shit.
No, I'm not mad about it. Honey,
Yeah.
I'm definitely not mad about it. I'm just saying that I don't think I really have like a preference on skin type because I have been into people all over the fucking spectrum
Same,
of skin color.
same.
And but I see where you're coming at with it. And it's not a bad thing. I just don't want it to sound like I'm fetishizing black people or something.
No, it's not like that. You don't have fucking jungle fever. But like if you did, we'd see it. It'd be noticeable.
Did we see it? Oh no. Give me more people you're attracted to. I need to know.
Okay, I hate fucking admitting it. Okay, I hate fucking admitting it
Ready for
because I
this
feel
one.
like it's a trap. But Finster is actually pretty fucking hot to me.
Oh my god.
To me, it's a fucking trap. I know it is, but I'm like,
That's so funny.
they're kind of hot, man.
You're talking about the streamer, right?
Yeah,
Oh my god, you're talking about Finn?
yeah. Fucking, it's a trap. I know it's a trap, but they're fucking hot.
Finn is just so interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because I love the concept of like, no, I just like really want to look like this, but I am definitely a man. And I'm like, my non-binary brain should just be like, yeah. But also part of my brain is like, you're fucking trans.
Lying.
But
Yeah, bro. Like you're fucking
tell
lying.
What they are. I can't tell. I can't say that.
I can't say
gender is
that,
such a crazy spectrum that I'm like, okay, that's fine. But I'm also like,
but it only goes so fucking far.
You know, like the meme of Fry from Futurama with his like eyes really.
Yeah, like he's fucking squinting at the camera and shit.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah, like this motherfucker up to something. I feel like there's a limit, okay? So it's like, there's dressing up like that, which is totally fine. Do what the fuck you want to do. I don't have a problem with it. But like the moment you start fucking tucking and shit, it's like, okay, that's a bit much. You know what I mean? Like it's like at this point, like you got something to hide. Like what the fuck is up with you?
And we are all cool with it. Like just tell us.
Right. Like, it's okay. We're with you. Just fucking spit it out. You know what I mean?
Feel it. I really do.
Who else? There's like,
You know, when I was really young, I was super, super into Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
who?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt from fucking 500 Days of Summer. He was like Robin at the end of The Dark Knight Rises. He's in Knives Out, 10 Things I Hate About You, Inception.
Oh, he was the dude in Don John.
Yeah, Don John. That movie was okay.
I hated him in Don John though.
It was like a weird. That movie was weird.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Scarlett Johansson was in that movie too.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I fucking hate her sometimes, she's hot. Her and that spandex as fucking Black Widow.
I was like,
I
she
eat
was
that
in
shit up.
spandex in Don John?
That's
Um,
you rewatch that real quick. No.
yeah. I feel like okay. Yeah, so she's really hot, yes. I don't think Joseph Gordon-Levitt is my type in any capacity. I'm
I
gonna
think
be
that
honest.
like he was my type more when I was younger. But I still think he's attractive. But he's very much just like another white actor, man.
Um, that's
That's it.
racist. That's fucking racist.
No, you know what I mean though? Like, do you ever see those pictures? It's like, do you know which one is which dude? And it's like all these white male actors that are big, and you're like, oh, I constantly mix up their names.
Yeah, like, who is it? Fucking, the dude from the Social Network. Fuck. Um, what the fuck?
Wow.
This is what I mean. Like they're white dudes. Okay, so you seen Zombieland, right?
Yeah. Woody
Okay,
Allen? No, not Woody Allen. The fucking
the
what is
weird
his
one.
name? Michael Cera.
No,
No?
it's not him. See, that's what I'm talking about. He looks just like Michael Cera.
Oh
You
no
get those
no
two
no no
fucking
no.
confused all the time.
Michael Cera is in uh Zombieland, but he is not in the Social Network. That is fucking. Oh,
No, he's not.
he's not. That's what I just said. It's
Yeah, Michael Cera isn't in Zombieland.
Wait, what?
No, he's not.
What? Oh, it is that other guy who's in that movie. But you know what? You just proved your own point.
Exactly. His
He's
name is Jesse Einsberg or some shit.
Einsberg. Yeah.
Everybody compares that motherfucker to Michael Cera because to
That's
me
true.
he looks just like that motherfucker.
You know who I always thought looked alike? Mark Wahlberg and Matt Damon. You know,
Yeah.
like they constantly get that shit too, from what I understand. Anyways, we're supposed to be talking about hot people, and now we aren't. Um,
Oh, okay. So I don't know if you watch porn. I do. I love porn.
I don't really anymore, but I used to.
Okay, so there's one person on there that I'm like super attracted to. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Daisy Taylor.
Here, I'm gonna look
Um,
this shit up.
the gremlins on the internet will know what I'm talking about. But pretty pretty great. Pretty great stuff.
Yeah, I can see that. Images. Oh.
Wait, hey, don't look too far into the images.
Well, damn, she is cute. She's got that like I'm kind of your alt girlfriend vibe.
Mm-hmm. Mm, totally.
You good?
Yeah, I'm
Should
fucking.
we end this episode so that you could go watch more Daisy Taylor?
Nah, I'll do that
Just
later. It's
kidding.
cool.
um, although we have been going for a while, huh?
I don't know how long we've been going for, to be honest.
Like an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
I uh like what is our time limit? Like when are we trying to stop?
I don't
Is
know.
that
We're figuring this shit out. This is all new.
no, it's like what the fuck? You're the one that made the fucking thing.
I was making a joke and then I looked at the time. Um,
Mm.
yeah, I mean, I feel like we covered a lot of what we wanted to cover here, and I think Pride Month is really special. It's always great to talk with other queer people during Pride Month. Um, about the complexity of being fucking gay.
Okay,
It's
hold on
not
1 second.
complex. It's not
Before we end this shit, okay? Before we get to this point where it's like, okay, we're done, everybody go to bed. I got one fucking thing to say, okay?
uh-huh.
Why is it when motherfuckers come out as gay, they end up with a black scent? I don't like it. I don't like it
A
one bit.
black scent? Who has a black
Yes.
scent?
Okay, so it's mostly um gay white men.
Oh, you're talking
Uh
about people being like, yes, and
that's
using like
that's called a
like
black scent.
yeah, okay,
Um
yeah. No,
yeah,
because I thought I wasn't sure you were talking about the actual like trying to talk like a black person, um like tonally or like using terminology. The terminology. I forget
yeah.
what that's called. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. It's no big deal. But yeah, it happens a lot, like so much so
Hmm.
that I notice it. It's like slightly irritating. It's like it's not the
You want
biggest
to?
deal for me,
You know
but
what I think it is?
well,
Uh, we owe as a queer community, we owe so much to the black community. We're the black community has paved, and the black community members in the queer community have paved so much way that a lot of black terminology and words that are used has seeped its way into queer terminology. And not that I agree with that, but I think it
uh,
comes from that. It's, I think that's what it is.
maybe I don't know, man. I just think that's the wrong way to go about it.
Oh, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying I think that's where it comes from.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. I'm gonna Google it.
You should Google it. What do you think though? Like,
What do I think about
I mean,
what?
you were asking the question like, why is this happening? But like, what do you think?
I
Or
don't
like,
know. I feel like I don't know. I think one of the most inspirational people in the world are black women, like in my opinion. They're the most fucking trendy. They came up with like some of the most stuff and like I just feel like the aesthetic of black women in general is pretty fucking cool, man. Like black women are very innovative and it's because they get shit on all the time. Like the stuff that they get like that they come up with themselves, they don't get a lot of credit for until
a
other people do it.
yep, AAVE. That's what it's fucking called, right?
Well,
Uh, African American Vernacular English.
yes.
Yeah, AAVE.
Um, and
I
I
did
think
Google that shit.
yeah, it seems like you did.
Yeah, because I couldn't remember.
But yeah, like they're like very innovative and they like come out with a lot of stuff. And for a lot of I want to say for a lot of gay people, they want to like they want to be a part of something. You know what I mean? They go
Hmm.
through struggles just like everyone else does, and they're trying to be. Uh, I think it comes to a part where it's like they're trying to set themselves apart, and I feel like that's okay. But I feel like the way that they go about it is by using a black scent, which isn't
Hmm.
necessarily the way.
And it's unfortunate because it's like a lot of words that people think are coined by LGBTQ people are actually from
Black
other
women.
black women, mostly, yes, and other marginalized groups, but specifically black women. Yeah. I think it's I think it's through like the ballroom scene and drag scene though. I think that's probably where it comes from
Hmm.
of how it got popularized.
Possible.
I'm going to do more research on that. I'm really curious about that. Maybe we can talk about that more later.
Sure. Definitely.
I think it's really important to think and talk about though, because why appropriate marginalized community appropriating another marginalized community's words? Come on.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Do
It's
I
like,
say yas every once in a while though? Yeah, I do.
I feel like saying an occasional yes isn't bad, but like, I don't know,
I'm not trying
mm,
to be Iggy Azalea out here though. Don't worry.
like I'll send you a fucking example of exactly what the fuck I mean. That way you're like, oh, okay, like, yeah, no, this is bad.
No. I know what you mean. But yeah, send me that shit.
Bet I got you.
But yeah, I mean, I think we talked a lot about like the complexity of the queer community and also like being queer in today's time, but also like, you know, talking about Pride Month and being in Pride Month in 2023 when we're in a year where all those fucking statistics we were talking about earlier are happening. It's scary, and I hope people are safe this year at Pride.
Yes.
But I also hope people are loud this year.
No fighting.
No fighting, but be loud and proud about being queer. And I think we all just need to help and support each other as a community.
Totally. Yeah.
And I hope to see more of that as I get
Get
older
old
and more
and
generations.
decrepit. Yeah.
Yeah, and more generations come in the picture, you know?
And some new shit come out. Um, yeah, man. You think we did good today?
I think so. I think we found our rhythm at some point. This is new for us. Uh uh just the two of us, but I think we jive well, and
Yeah, yeah.
I'm excited to see what kind of dumb shit we talk about in upcoming episodes.
Yeah. All right then.
Like
Well,
and subscribe. No, I'm just kidding.
this fucking guy. This is the fucking delinquent signing off, man. Please.
Yeah.